It seemed like everything is okay always,
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
but in reality, there's something wrong going on.
Did you see a neurologist?
To find out if I'm crazy?
That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, we were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
So there has been some shocking news about how Wendy Williams' expose on her guardianship is being stopped by a lawsuit. Wendy Williams' court-appointed guardian faced a setback in their efforts to block the airing of a revealing documentary about the former talk show host on Lifetime this weekend, as reported by a source familiar with the legal proceedings. Some of the revelations have come straight from her family.
So a camera crew started filming Wendy in 2022 to follow her comeback with a new podcast. But they say they quickly realized something else was going on.
And she was adamant that she wanted to control the narrative of her story. And one thing we know about my aunt, she has never shied away from saying it like she means it.
A spokesperson for Lifetime confirmed that despite the legal challenges, the documentary titled "Where is Wendy Williams?" will proceed with its scheduled airing this weekend. The network appeared in court to address the matter, emphasizing their commitment to showcasing the documentary as planned. The legal guardian for Wendy Williams took legal action against A&E Television Networks, the parent company of Lifetime, in a New York state court. The details of the lawsuit remain confidential as it is under seal, but it was revealed that the guardian sought a temporary restraining order to prevent the documentary from being broadcast. Lifetime chose not to comment on the specific claims made in the lawsuit. The 4-part docuseries, Where is Wendy Williams?, offers an intimate portrayal of Williams' life, delving into her struggles with health issues and alcohol abuse. Executive produced by Williams herself, the documentary features on-camera participation from her family. People in general have come out in support of her.
I've recently been changing my life since, we last spoke. You've always been honest with me and put me in my place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
In a recent statement from her care team, it was disclosed that Wendy Williams was diagnosed with aphasia and dementia in 2023. These conditions can significantly affect cognitive function, communication, and speech, according to the American Speech-Language Hearing Association. Notably, the guardianship overseeing Wendy Williams approved her involvement in the documentary project, shedding light on the complexities surrounding the legal and personal aspects of her life. CNN obtained the motion to seal the contents of the lawsuit, which identifies Sabrina Morrissey, a lawyer specializing in guardianships, as the temporary guardian of WWH. Wendy Williams Hunter is Wendy Williams' full name. Despite CNN's attempts to reach out, Sabrina Morrissey has not responded to multiple requests for comment. Additionally, an attorney representing Morrissey has yet to provide a response. While Wendy Williams' care team did not respond to CNN's inquiries regarding both the documentary and the lawsuit filed by Williams' guardian, a statement was issued on Friday afternoon by a representative for the care team on behalf of Williams. In part, the statement reads, "I want to express immense gratitude for the love and kind words I have received after sharing my diagnosis of aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, FTD. Let me say, wow. Your response has been overwhelming. I continue to need personal space and peace to thrive. Please just know that your positivity and encouragement are deeply appreciated." Mark Ford, an executive producer on the documentary project, assured CNN that nothing was filmed without Wendy Williams's or her manager's approval. Recognizing that it might be challenging for some fans to watch, Ford emphasized that the documentary aims to authentically portray Wendy's life during the year and a half of filming. Towards the end of filming, Ford revealed that producers grew increasingly concerned about Wendy Williams' health. This led them to encourage her management team to seek new medical care, transforming the documentary into a candid depiction of Wendy's serious health situation and the adequacy of her care. As of now, Wendy Williams is undergoing cognitive care in an inpatient treatment facility, as confirmed by her family and a representative for Lifetime. The documentary's producers have not had direct contact with Williams for over 6 months. Wendy's niece, Alex Finney, who appears in the Lifetime documentary, disclosed to CNN this week that she is uncertain whether her aunt has seen the finished project. Despite the sensitive nature of the topic, Williams expressed to Finney that she wanted to do the documentary to reclaim her narrative, no matter how painful the subject matter might be. "We've talked about it briefly," Finney shared with CNN. "It's a really sensitive topic." Wendy Williams' family has voiced concerns about the guardianship, although they express relief that she is now receiving the proper care she needs. According to Wendy's niece, Alex Finney, who recently spoke with CNN, they maintain regular communication. However, due to the current court-ordered arrangement, the family is unaware of the facility's location or any specific details regarding Wendy's treatment, and they lack direct access to contact her. The court-ordered financial guardianship was initiated in February 2022 after Wells Fargo froze Wendy Williams' accounts. This action was taken based on a report from a former financial advisor who claimed Williams was not in her right mind, as detailed in court documents referenced in the Lifetime documentary. Alex Finney expressed her family's hope that the documentary will not only shed light on Wendy Williams' journey, but also draw attention to the broader issue of guardianships and conservatorships. She emphasized, "I do really hope that people walk away seeing my aunt as a human being, feeling for her, and praying and hoping that she's going to come out better than ever, but also with an understanding of the entire system that really is running her life right now, not just for her, but for so many other people that are also at the center of it." The producers of the documentary believe that their collaboration with Wendy Williams played a role in ensuring she received improved support. Mark Ford, an executive producer on the project, shared with CNN, "On a personal level, we all care very deeply for Wendy. We are happy she is in a better place now, and we hope the documentary played a role in helping her get to that safer place." Since May 2022, Wendy Williams, the former host of The Wendy Williams Show, has been under a legal guardianship that manages both her finances and health. Over the past 10 months, she has been residing in an undisclosed facility to address cognitive issues. Wendy's family reveals that her court-appointed legal guardian, whose identity remains confidential, is currently the only individual with unrestricted access to her. While they can receive calls from her, they are unable to initiate contact themselves. In a recent People cover story, Wendy's sister, Wanda Finney, reflects on the abrupt shift in Wendy's health, stating, "How did she go from this aunt or sister that we love and is healthy 1 minute to this person who's in and out of the hospital? How is that system better than the system the family could put in place? I don't know. I do know that this system is broken. I hope that at some point, Wendy becomes strong enough where she can speak on her own behalf." Wendy Williams, who has faced challenges with alcoholism and health issues like Graves' disease and lymphedema, was appointed a legal guardian after Wells Fargo froze her accounts in 2022. The decision to freeze the accounts came after her financial advisor reported to the bank that she was of unsound mind, according to court filings. In January 2022, Wells Fargo successfully petitioned a New York court for Wendy to be placed under temporary financial guardianship, citing concerns about potential financial exploitation due to cognitive issues. A spokesperson for the financial services company informed People, "This matter was conducted under seal. Any claims against Wells Fargo have been dismissed." Wendy Williams' 23-year-old son, Kevin Hunter Jr., faced scrutiny for his spending habits, but he vehemently denies any exploitation of his mother in the upcoming Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams? Despite declining to comment for this story, Kevin Jr. is reportedly still financially supported by his mother, according to Wanda. When the court-appointed guardian took charge of Wendy's affairs in May 2022, her family found themselves in the dark regarding the court's decision, as the court papers were sealed. Wanda, at 65, expressed her frustration, saying, "All I know is that Wendy and her team walked into the courtroom one way, and they walked out, and the family is completely excluded." In the documentary, a month after the guardian's appointment, Wendy Williams was caught on camera passed out at a Louis Vuitton store due to alcohol intoxication. Following a 2-month stint in a wellness facility starting in September 2022, her manager and jeweler Will Selby noted in the documentary that after a trip to LA in the next March, she appeared disheveled and insistent on drinking. Mark Ford, the executive producer of Where is Wendy Williams, emphasizes that the film offers insight into what life looks like for someone under guardianship. He raises questions about the level of care provided under such arrangements, especially considering that, as he points out, being under guardianship doesn't guarantee 24/7 care. Ford reflects on the mystery surrounding why Wendy's family couldn't play a role in her guardianship, stating, "I still don't fully have those answers." Ford reveals the challenges faced by the documentary crew in communicating with Wendy's guardian. Despite attempting to get them to speak, they were met with resistance. So, we weren't able to really ask the questions that we would have loved to have asked, like, what's going on here on a daily basis? And why is there no food in Wendy's apartment, for example? Simple things that we were able to see just because we were there so often, Ford explains. Filming for the documentary came to a halt in April 2023 when producers discovered Wendy Williams in her apartment with her eyes rolled back into her head. Working alongside her manager, Will Selby, they intervened, urging the Guardian to provide assistance. According to Mark Ford, the executive producer, the Guardian did come around and was responsive to our pleas to get her into a safer place. As of now, the decision on when or if Wendy Williams can leave the facility lies in the hands of her guardian. This power dynamic has sparked discussions about the legal guardian and conservatorship systems in the U.S., especially in the wake of high-profile cases like Britney Spears. In 2022, a New York State Assembly bill was proposed to expedite the hearing process in guardianship appeals, though Wendy Williams's family is not currently contesting her case. The filmmakers, grappling with the ethical considerations, proceeded with the documentary to bring attention to Wendy Williams's situation. Mark Ford reflects on their daily dilemma, stating, "We asked ourselves almost every day, is this helping Wendy or is this hurting her? And in the end, we felt like it was helping her. This is about the guardianship system and how it can be improved." Investigative journalist Diane Diamond, who recently authored a book on guardianships, notes that approximately 2 million people currently live under the court's control. She highlights the evolving landscape where judges are increasingly bypassing family members and friends in favor of professional, for-profit appointees who are often strangers to the wards of the court. This shift, according to Diamond, results in the loss of civil rights for those under guardianship as they relinquish decision-making authority over their personal and financial lives. According to investigative journalist Diane Diamond, guardianship proceedings occur in a court of equity rather than in criminal or civil court, resulting in what she describes as a lack of due process. Diamond explains, "There's no trial. There's no right to present opposing witnesses. Usually, the judge will just take the petition, rubber stamp it, appoint the guardian or conservator, and wash his or her hands of the case." Under guardianship, individuals lose significant decision-making powers, such as where they live, how they spend their money, their voting rights, marriage decisions, and even the choice of doctors and friends. Diamond highlights the stark reality, stating, "You have no rights. Somebody on death row has more rights than a person put under guardianship. I'm not exaggerating because at least they can hire their own attorney and they can make phone calls." Once placed under guardianship, Diamond expresses concerns about the difficulty of getting out of it. She worries that Wendy Williams might never be released from guardianship, as judges often establish it for life. Diamond questions societal priorities, noting the contrast between the extensive guardianships for those with financial means and the lack of support for vulnerable individuals sleeping on the streets in major cities. Despite these challenges, Wendy Williams's family maintains hope for a reunion. Wanda shares, "Wendy's desire, as I understand it, is to be in Florida with her family." The documentary subtly suggests that Wendy Williams is eager to change her current situation. In one scene, Wanda guides her over the phone, advising her to document each unanswered call, likely directed towards her guardian. In recent phone conversations with Wendy, Wanda's daughter Alex, aged 33, shares that her aunt has been sounding remarkably positive. Alex expresses, "I have not heard my aunt sound this good in years. To hear my aunt now, with such clarity and focus on the importance of family, facing the reality of her physical, mental, and emotional state, it's like a complete turnaround. Whenever I'm talking to her, I make sure to remind her that she has a world of people here who love and support her, rooting for her to come back." Wendy Williams has been quite candid about her struggles over the years. In 2017, she attributed a fainting episode while dressed as the Statue of Liberty to her Graves' disease. 2 years later, in 2019, she disclosed a past struggle with cocaine addiction, revealing that she had been living in a sober facility. During a 2019 episode of her show, she opened up saying, "You know me for being a very open and honest person. You know Kevin and I have the Hunter Foundation for the good of the people, and we recently launched our 888 Hunter number for people who are in the struggle of addiction. Well, for some time now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house." Wendy further shared insights into her recovery process, stating, "When you see me come to work glammed up right after the show, I do Pilates. You know I've had a struggle with cocaine in the past. I never went to a place to get treatment. I don't know how. God was just sitting on my shoulder and I just stopped. There are people in your family, it might be you. I want you to know more of the story." Around the same time, Wendy filed for divorce from her husband of 21 years, Kevin Hunter, upon discovering he had fathered a child with another woman. They share one son, Kevin Jr. Wendy's niece, Alex, reflected on the challenges her aunt faced, especially after her son went off to college in 2018, saying, "Wendy's mom, Shirley, may she rest in peace, would always remind me that your aunt would trade everything that she has, every dime, every car, every wig, to be able to have a strong, loving household and a loving husband. That was ripped from her right after her son had to go off to college. Emotionally, it was just a lot. It was too much for her world." The pandemic added to Wendy's struggles, leading her to take a hiatus from her show in May 2020 to receive treatment for Graves' disease symptoms. She returned to television in September of the same year. A spokesperson from The Wendy Williams Show explained at the time, "Recently, Wendy has been dealing with symptoms from her Graves' disease, which is causing fatigue. In consultation with her doctor and as a precautionary measure, she will be taking some time off as she continues to receive treatment." Now, though, many speculate that this may just be karma coming back to bite Wendy Williams in the behind, because she isn't exactly squeaky clean. Wendy Williams, known for her no-nonsense approach to gossip, has built a career on saying it like she means it. The radio DJ turned talk show host, undeniably the queen of spilling the tea, has made The Wendy Williams Show a hotbed for entertainment and high ratings. However, her outspoken commentary hasn't come without consequences, sparking feuds, hurt feelings, backlash, and endless controversy. From tackling Paris Jackson's racial identity to questioning the sexuality of high-profile male celebrities and delving into Keisha's assault allegations against producer Dr. Luke, Williams hasn't shied away from any topic. She's even ventured into speculating about Beyoncé's intelligence and once shared details about a famous rapper's wife's battle with cancer before it became public, later accusing him of cheating with the wife's doctor. In late December 2018, Williams missed the first of many tapings of her show, delaying her return several times until mid-January 2019. She disclosed her health challenges, battling complications related to Graves' disease and a fractured shoulder. Celebrity guest hosts, including Jason Biggs and Nick Cannon, stepped in during her absence, delighting her dedicated fans. However, not everyone missed Wendy during this period. Show staffers, reportedly tired of what they described as her diva behavior, found solace in the temporary change. One insider revealed, "It has been like a vacation having guest hosts. Everyone is laughing and smiling and working together. We all had gotten so used to walking on eggshells around Wendy and Kevin, Hunter, Williams' husband and show producer, we forgot what a fun work environment was." Allegations of unwritten rules and selective interactions with staff fueled discontent among the crew. Ariana Grande has had her fair share of critics, but one of the most notorious moments came in 2015 when Wendy Williams went on a bizarre body-shaming rant that even the staunchest critics found excessive. During a segment, Williams declared to her audience, "She's 21. She'll forever look 12," as reported by E! News. And I don't mean that in a good way. It's nice to look younger than you are, but when you look too young and then you're short, she's only like 4'11". I don't look at her as like a woman. Moving on to another unfortunate incident, in 2006, Wendy Williams dropped a bombshell on live air by announcing that Method Man's wife had cancer. What made it particularly heart-wrenching was that she did so without their consent, and before the couple had the chance to share the news with their family and friends. Recalling that painful moment, Method Man expressed his anger, saying, "Wendy gets on the air and said, his wife is sick and she not doing too well, and I'm like this F King B asterisk H, man." The rapper admitted he was ready to retaliate, but was held back by his Wu-Tang Clan friends. Williams didn't stop there. She also insinuated that Method Man had an affair with his wife's doctor, a claim he vehemently denied. The rapper later responded with a diss video aimed at Wendy, emphasizing the inappropriateness of involving his family in such a public manner. Wendy Williams has faced criticism for her handling of transgender issues, with a history of making comments that many consider transphobic, particularly towards transgender celebrities. In 2014, she received backlash for misgendering Chaz Bono during a discussion about trans athlete Chloe Johnson's lawsuit against the CrossFit Games for denying her entry into the women's division. On The Wendy Williams Show, Williams remarked, "This is an unfair advantage. You can take away female or male parts or whatever. It's like Chaz Bono. You know, Chaz is a man now, but I bet she still fights like a girl like the rest of us, and she's not as strong as a man who was born a man." This statement led to swift criticism from the LGBTQ community, prompting Williams to apologize and emphasize her long-standing support as an LGBT ally and at GLAAD supporter. However, the controversy resurfaced a year later when Williams suggested that Caitlyn Jenner wasn't truly a woman. Discussing a Cosmopolitan magazine cover featuring all the Kardashian women, Williams told her audience, "No, not Caitlyn. Caitlyn still has a member. I mean, until you don't, aren't you caught in limbo?" Wendy Williams has had her fair share of infamous feuds, and one notable clash was with the legendary Whitney Houston. In 2003, when Houston appeared on Williams' radio show, the host repeatedly questioned the singer about her alleged drug use, leading to a tense on-air confrontation. Houston, expressing her frustration, warned Williams, "If this were back in the day in Newark, I'd meet you outside." The fallout from this confrontation lingered, with reports stating that Houston, along with other A-list celebrities of color, refused to appear on Williams' TV show. An insider revealed, "Wendy isn't that far removed from her days of bashing Black Hollywood's who's who on her radio show, and people have long memories. Producers are begging the biggest stars in the business to come on the show, but they're getting turned down flat." Another controversial moment in Williams' career was her role as the executive producer of the Lifetime biopic, Aaliyah, the Princess of R&B. Despite the film's success, it was made against the wishes of the late singer's family and close collaborators. After its release in 2014, former producer Timbaland led a social media backlash against the project, expressing his disappointment in an interview with Hot 97's Ebro in the Morning. Timbaland stated, "I thought it was a joke, but evidently it wasn't. I'm very upset about it. You're showing a mockery on TV." The rapper revealed that Aaliyah's family shared the same sentiments. Wendy's response to the criticism was unapologetic, stating on her talk show, "I see my Aaliyah movie broke the internet this weekend. Everybody's got an opinion. Well, I must tell you, whether you loved or hate, you watched. It was the second highest rated movie on all of cable this year so far." Wendy Williams doesn't shy away from controversy, and even Queen Bey herself hasn't escaped her candid critiques. In a 2012 Hot Topics segment, Williams, while expressing her fandom for Beyoncé, raised eyebrows when she questioned the singer's intelligence after watching a preview of her HBO documentary, Life is But a Dream. "I am a Beyoncé fan," Williams started, as reported by E! News. "I'm going to be watching this documentary even if she doesn't introduce us to new stuff. I'm watching because fortunately one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says. The audience wasn't having it and started booing. Williams continued, "You know Beyoncé can't talk. Beyoncé sounds like she has a 5th grade education. She can't talk." Another instance where Wendy raised eyebrows was in February 2016 when discussing Keisha's legal battle with Dr. Luke. Despite the court ruling that Keisha remained contractually tied to the producer despite her allegations of sexual assault and abuse, Williams initially expressed skepticism, saying on her show, via Jezebel, "Unfortunately, business is business, and it sounds like it's fair." She questioned why Kesha and her mother didn't document the alleged abuse earlier, stating, "So she wasn't stupid 10 years ago, and neither was her mother when the alleged sexual abuse, started. Why weren't they rolling camera on it?" Williams later apologized to Keisha, acknowledging her strength but maintained a skeptical stance, saying, "I don't think a lot of women could rise to the occasion the way you did, Kesha. You keep going." Wendy Williams has had her fair share of feuds, and one that stands out is her ongoing clash with the Jackson family, particularly Paris Jackson. The tension escalated in 2017 when Williams critiqued Paris Jackson's assertion of her racial identity. In a Rolling Stone interview, Paris stated, "Michael Jackson is my father. He will always be my father. I consider myself black." Williams took a different stance on her show, emphasizing the visual aspect and suggesting that being black is what the police see in certain situations. Paris responded on Twitter, questioning why the Jackson family is frequently on Williams' mind. In 2014, during the celebrity nude photo hacking scandal, Williams displayed a controversial perspective. Reacting to Jennifer Lawrence's interview about the invasion of her privacy, Williams took a different tone on the Wendy Williams show. She mentioned looking at the hacked photos and questioned whether she was disgusting for doing so. Williams then urged her audience to applaud if they had also viewed Lawrence's pictures. Despite acknowledging the impact on Lawrence's career, Williams suggested that if Lawrence stopped discussing the incident, the problem would go away. Wendy Williams is no stranger to dishing out rumors, but she also knows how to take them. And one of the most controversial tales she promoted involved the legendary rapper Tupac Shakur. On her Hot 97 radio show, Williams insinuated that Tupac was raped in jail during the 90s, a claim that didn't sit well with the rapper. Tupac expressed his displeasure, stating that it disrespected him, his family, and what he represented. In retaliation, Tupac addressed Williams's weight in his music, questioning why she always wore spandex. Despite the musical diss, Williams took it in stride, even acknowledging that such mentions in songs contributed to her visibility. In a 2012 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, she mentioned, "Without those song mentions, I might not be on TV right now." It seems she appreciates the recognition, even if it comes with a bit of humor at her expense. Another instance that raised eyebrows was Williams's response to Terry Crews' revelation of sexual assault by talent agent Adam Vennett amid the Harvey Weinstein scandal in 2017. While many applauded Crews for speaking out, Williams seemed less impressed, stating on her show that it wasn't brave and might negatively impact his career. Her comments stirred controversy and left some wondering where she truly stood on the issue. Wendy Williams has a knack for stirring controversy, and her take on Kim Zolciak-Biermann's mini-stroke in 2015 was no exception. When the reality star suffered the health scare, Williams expressed doubts about its authenticity on her show. She questioned whether Kim might be fabricating the situation to exit Dancing with the Stars, suggesting a simpler way to bow out, like stubbing a toe. Kim Zolciak-Biermann didn't take the comments lightly and promptly fired back on social media, calling Williams out for insinuating that she faked the mini-stroke. The reality star found Williams's remarks appalling and accused her of having a warped mentality. In another instance, Williams faced backlash for her views on Jesse Williams' powerful pro-black speech at the BET Awards in 2016. Williams compared historically black colleges to historically white colleges, questioning the existence of a national organization for white people. The controversial statement not only left her studio audience silent, but also led to significant criticism on Twitter. The fallout didn't spare her show, as it reportedly lost a major sponsor, and Williams took action by reportedly firing 3 producers in the aftermath. So what do you think? Is this karma for Wendy Williams? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.